343 has ruined Halo. Since Halo overlords Bungie left the Halo franchise of the current developer 343 Industries, it has been in a steady decline, obviously due to lackluster releases in Halo 4 and Guardians, with Halo Infinite being the biggest middle finger I've ever seen from a developer. It sort of feels like at this point, like being a Cincinnati Reds fan, for you baseball nerds out there, or a Raiders fan? Sorry, Isaac. News recently came out that Season 3 has been delayed from November to March, and split-screen co-op being straight up cancelled, which begs the question, when will Microsoft step in? It's clear 343 doesn't have a good grasp on game development or what the community actually wants. And I'm not sure what is needed to launch Forge mode of all things, but it feels as though it's been delayed at least 4 times now, and with the launches of the 343 driven Halos, I can't see Microsoft letting them produce these games much longer. I mean, split-screen co-op is one thing. Honestly, I think split-screen co-op is a thing of the past, and I can't think of many other games that offer a split-screen co-op other than maybe Gears of War. Maybe? Though it still doesn't matter, still don't promise something that you can't make good on. It's a good life lesson for all of you. Yes, I can teach you those things. Oh, and by the way, some players, I guess, found a way to include split-screen co-op in the game, which is basically, if I'm being honest, is the equivalent of telling your boss at work, oh, I can't get that spreadsheet done before 3 p.m., and then having your coworker get the same spreadsheet done by 1 p.m., I guess. Fuck off. I believe the developers also announced they had a 10-year plan for Infinite, which I'm not a timelineologist, but that probably means fuck all now. And if you need to delay content in seasons, that tells me, as a player, that you are the farthest thing from being on track to do anything in that 10-year plan. And you know what? Let's just do a quick impromptu Infinite review since I never did it.
It f***ing sucked!
Back in November or December, I don't remember, COVID really screwed up my sense of time, I praised the game for launching the multiplayer under a free-to-play formula, with the concern that you're paying for the campaign under the $60, $70 price tag, meaning the developers need to find a way to make good on it. Clearly, they did not, and we're here. The multiplayer was fine. Honestly, it was a great move by the developers, as it felt like more like a mix between the new style of Halo and the old style of Halo, with my concerns being the lack of content. At the time, knowing that they had a 10-year plan, I felt like they could get over that issue very easily. Again, they didn't, and probably can't, because they're releasing, 2 maps per season, and maybe if they had a Forge mode and a file share system, they could at least add more maps based off what the community has made, which would be genius to launch a, community-driven game or multiplayer, but they didn't do that either, so it doesn't matter. Also, it just felt as, it's all cosmetic stuff, and yeah, the cosmetic stuff is cool, but it honestly doesn't matter because the progression system is absolute garbage. Halo Infinite's campaign is just as bad. While at first glance the idea of an open world sounds cool, it managed to have the same amount of content as a closing Radio Shack. The stakes never really felt high, and the clearing of bases seemed to only be purely done for the player to have more fast travel so they can move around the map easier. Plus, a lot of the other content that was existing felt like a lot of filler and the same thing over and over, when it should have included maybe with the bases and clearing them, had more characters and added something to the story. Also, the villain felt like Season 8's Cersei, and if you didn't see the reveal of the AI being a copy of Cortana, then you're an idiot. They honestly should have just saved us all the time and just told us this at the beginning. But no, they just made it some big moment that ended up feeling creepy, watching a big green guy get soaking wet over the fact that he had a cloned version of his AI lover. I'm gonna end up giving this game like a 5 out of 10, if I'm just being really generous. Again, Halo Infinite has been nothing short of a failure when it ended up needing to be something more. It needed to succeed because now players will be more hesitant when they see 343 Industries stamped on the cover. I mean, at least I will be. Because why buy a product from somewhere that you know it's gonna be shit, like buying a knockoff Louis Vuitton bag or something from some knockoff store? I don't know. I need to get some, female demographic more involved in these videos, so leave me alone. Here are my final thoughts. Microsoft needs to consider the idea of removing 343 Industries from anything involving Halo. Not sure what kind of talent there is there, but they continue to mishandle a property that at one point in time was one of the staples of gaming in the Xbox brand. If you're going to try and bring consumers to the Xbox, and with Halo, they're going to point and laugh at you because it's one of the hottest pieces of garbage available. Give it to another developer. Not sure who, that's your decision, or do nothing and continue to get your backs blown out by your competition. It's up to you. Anyways, what do you think Microsoft should do with Halo Infinite, and should they just dump the developer and get a new one? Finally, has 343 failed? Let me know in the comment section below because I'm curious as always what people think. Thanks for watching. Eat Arby's if you're mad, mainly if you're like a 343 developer or something. And, well,